we've assembled in the name of Jesus today. On the authority of the name of Jesus, He is with us today. In the early days of the pandemic, I was working out at the YMCA one morning, and a friend of mine came over to me and they said to me, you know what I would really like for you to do is, could you not put y'all's sermons in an audio podcast? I want to be able to listen while I work out, and the videos don't work that way, and that would be great. And so that began the process, and I thought that's a good idea. And it took us a little while, but we figured out an efficient way to do that. And so today, right now, there is about 15 different ways you can consume, you can hear what is happening right now. So hope you're in the room. Those of you who are here are in the room. That's the first way. Some are watching live on streaming video right now. And so most of those come on Facebook, which is interesting to me, but others of them come through our website. Some will watch later in the afternoon as it archived on TV. We still do broadcast on the cable network, and so it'll broadcast next week on that. But beyond that, there's an audio podcast of the sermon. We even do audio broadcast now, or podcast of sermon shorts, which are just 5 minutes if you don't have all 30 minutes to listen to the sermon. And all of those things, friends, are useful, wonderful resources, and we are thankful for all the people and all the places that those things have gone to minister and to bless. But I want to be very, very clear. None of those things are the church gathering together. The weird thing for me as a pastor, just a little bit behind the scenes openness here, is there are some folks who are very, very faithful to listen to every sermon I preach, which means that they hear me preach more frequently and more often than some of you who attend. Because some of you who attend, your attendance isn't as faithful as they're listening on the podcast. And yet, they have never gathered with the church. Now, here is what I think the pandemic has exposed. We thought for a brief moment that you could replicate what happens in this room through other means. But you can't. Because you can't gather on TV. And you can't gather with your computer. And Facebook is not going to push back against sin in your life. In fact, it'll probably encourage it. And I want you to listen, you work out and you listen to me preach. Maybe it'll help you do more and be more. But that's not gathering, friends. This is gathering. What is happening here today cannot be reduced to what can be consumed through a video or through an audio podcast. What is happening here is the saints gathering, and this is a holy moment in the presence of the living God. What is happening here can only happen when you and the other saints here gather together. So, dear friends, I encourage you in obedience to Jesus, because of what He has done for you in salvation, to gather together. Friends, I encourage you to gather that you might be a ministry to and an encouragement to the saints. And I encourage you, dear friends, to gather together as a testimony to our belief, our expectation, and our great hope for the day when Jesus will return and make His gathering the most glorious gathering there has ever been.